You can bank on it. You can put 100 grand on it. Anything I said, I stand on it. In a private plane, I land on it. Lele, who let it call me bank on it? Cause I walk around with a bank on me. Lele, who lele. Bank no day anywhere, don't mind me. I have to remove this noise of reflection of light. So, in my last video, I shared how I try as much as I can to stay peaceful and sane, even on days when I am broke and my bank account is not smiling. And then I thought about it that, okay, why not just share with you, practical tips that help me, live within my means, that help me make do with the little that I have, how I stay content. Especially as a young adult, in the social media age, living in Nigeria, right? There's so many things that comes with that. And basically, that's just what I want to share with you today. Number one thing is that I try as much as I can not to do past myself. I know they do past myself. So my friend, no go they do pass yourself too. Yeah, no go they do pass yourself. Oh God. What I mean by that is that I make sure that I don't allow pressure to force me into doing something that I know that I cannot afford. I try as much as I can not to allow the fact that probably my mates are doing something or they are able to afford something. I don't allow that to lead me into making naive or impulsive decisions, right? For example, at the moment, right, even though I'm a creator and somebody that has an amazing variety of interest on so many things, right, I still don't have any application subscription on my devices. So I'm not subscribed to the premium version of anything yet at the moment, right? Yes, I'm starting to consider, some premium subscriptions because I'm really starting to need it. However, I don't have Spotify subscription. I don't have Netflix subscription. I don't even have Netflix on my phone. I've never had Netflix on my phone, right? I just, try as much as I can to see if I can watch the movies with friends or just read reviews, or sometimes just completely and totally just forget about it. Yes, I see the movies online. Yes, I see people talking about their Spotify Wrapped. The pressure of that Spotify Wrapped this year is even it's crazy. I feel like we all that were not able to share our Spotify Wrapped because probably we did not subscribe for the premium version, or because we're skeptical about our finances, and so we were not able to subscribe for Spotify Premium, and we're like, okay, I have AudioMac, I can download on AudioMac, I can just keep it on AudioMac, I can do night so bad. For people like us that are thinking like that, I think we need a support group because we're not able to share our Spotify app. But that's just on the lighter note. I try as much as I can not to let things like that affect me. Yes, there are times where I feel like, I really wish that I can also afford it too. And yes, I understand that maybe it's because I'm able to just navigate through it and feel like it's not really needed. I can do without this. Maybe that is why, right? Maybe there's some people that genuinely cannot do without it. I don't know. But for me, right, I basically don't have anything that requires me to do premium sub. I have never even falling for the trap of entering my card details, into an application just to be able to access the 1 month free subscription, and then they will deduct the money from my account. Because I'm always like, what if I forget, right? What if the time that they need to withdraw the 1,000 or 5 from my account, or the 2,000, or the 10,000, or the 30,000, or the 50,000? What if that's the time that I really need that money? And like I said, I understand the part of we also need to embrace and open up to living life as much as we can. I'm just saying that that's just me, right? It doesn't mean that I don't take some certain risks. For example, I'm presently in my own apartment. I don't even have any furniture yet in the apartment, right? Yet. Aside my tripod, I think some of my lights, and the microphone and the rug that is in my sitting room, there's nothing else there. Okay, pure water. I used to put pure water there. And in my room, right, I just have my bed dropped on the ground, curtain, I think the shoe rack that I carried from somewhere, and all of that, right? So for me to be able to get that, I took some certain risks, right? And I just felt, okay, my peace of mind and my craft and my career needs this, right? And I just made the decision, right? And I definitely have no regret for that. There have been some gadgets I've gotten, right? For example, I think my one of my lighting setup, I got it without really thinking about the money, right? I just had a little bit of money. I just made the deposit with the guy. I carried it and I paid him back the remaining after like a couple of weeks or months, and I'm fine with that. So I'm not saying I don't take certain risks with that. I mean, I could do the same thing with Spotify and Netflix if I want to. I'm just saying that I don't do past myself, in the sense that I try as much as I can to understand the things that I can really do without. The things that, if it is not for society or social media making me feel like it is so important, like I can live without it. And I'm encouraging you to do the same, right? Especially as a young adult, I believe that you really need to be able to say no to some certain things, to understand how things are coming in for you. Probably you are depending on something or on someone or on some sources. Just try as much as you can to invest or to put your money and your resources into the things that are much more important, right? Even though for me, I won't lie, I'm trying to like open my mind more to experiences and all of that, but presently that's just where I am, right, at this particular moment in my own journey, right? And I know that would, grow with time, but it's good to have that mindset that my peers or my mates doing certain things does not mean that I should do it. Especially when I've started earning for myself one way or another, right? And I think that's just the number one thing for me. And the number two thing that I do is that I try as much as I can not to borrow money. Or even if I borrow, right, I make sure I borrow it from loved ones, from people that I can trust, people that I can depend on, people that if I'm not able to give them back at the time that we agreed on, I can come clean to them. I can present the reason why I'm not able to meet up with the time that we agreed on. I can tell them, I can open my heart to them, and they would understand. They can relate, right? There are people that even if they get angry with me, they still would not, maybe send police after me or curse me or make my life miserable or start, disturbing my life. They understand, right? I'm not saying this because I'm trying to take them for granted. I don't like it too when I'm not able to meet up with, when I say I'll give somebody something back at this particular time and I was not able to meet up. It's not always fun, but I'm saying that it is better to, not borrow at all, or especially for most of us that our reality is not yet at that point where we can say we will not borrow at all, right? We should try as much as we can not to borrow from loan sharks, or from all these loan apps, people that you don't really know them, or people that would also maybe need the money or the resources at a particular time, and they will really give you some hard, tough time if you are not able to meet up, right? I understand that it's not everybody that will be able to always follow this. I mean, those loan apps, for example, they have their own usefulness. I mean, my phone, I actually got it with this easy buy thingy where you can pay in installments, right? But that was because a loved one, right, was involved, right? A family member was involved. They were the one that actually helped me, with the major percentage of the phone, right? So it was like they were the one paying back the installment. They just got it for me as a gift. Left to me, I would not really do that. But if you know that, okay, maybe you've weighed the pros and the cons, and you can afford it or you can do it, well, go ahead. I understand that there's sometimes that life would come with some crazy pressing needs and you really need to be there. But I'm just saying that as much as you can, try not to borrow, or if you will, try to do like me, borrow from loved ones, because life is full of surprises. Another thing that I do is I try as much as I can not to eat outside, eating outside is expensive. Yes, there are times where I would just want to go out or just eat something different, or myself and my partner would just want to go out on a date or just get some things to eat. That's very, very different from the usual stuff that I eat. We go out to like just have fun and just relieve ourselves of the stress and the burden of having to like cook and all of that. But it's not the norm, right? And I think my upbringing has had a lot of influence in this, right? Because I grew up in an environment where we didn't have so much growing up, and even till now, if I go home and my mom is like, "Oh, this is what is available," and I eat it without questioning, without being frustrated or angry. The day that there's meat, I eat it. The day there's an egg, I eat it. The day there's fish, I eat it. The day there's nothing, I eat it that way. The day I have to eat rice consistently for days like that, I eat it. So I grew up in that place where if I'm trying to form or tell my mom that I can't eat this, she would be like, "Where cook bami?" Maybe you should kill me, right? So I was not used to like going out. Even till today, when I go out to eat outside, or I just go out to a restaurant or something, and I see kids coming around to the restaurant and coming to eat with their parents, I'm always so glad for them. I'm always so like, I don't know, there's this joy that I feel, because I knew that I didn't really have that growing up. Majorly when I was growing up, we would go out majorly when it's like a special kind of event. Maybe my grandma or someone is having a birthday, or something special we shall be attached to it, or festive period and stuff like that. But on a normal day-to-day, like, we eat what we have, right? It's not like we don't have what to eat, but it's like there's no, let's say, quote unquote, enough resources to just play around many things. So I eat what I have. So, and that has really like contributed to this part of me, that today, even though it's not like I can cook plenty things, I still cook as much as I can. Right, I still cook in my own little way. Even though my mom would still say I don't know how to cook, and my partner would still say that I still don't really know how to cook. But at least I don't spend too much on eating outside, because eating outside is like, even to today, especially as a guy, when I'm buying some food stuff outside, people will be like, I say, "Yeah, guy, why are you doing that?" I be like, "Hey, my brother, chama for me, will you give me money?" And basically, that's just it for me. If you have the funds or the resources, I beg, please go ahead. But if you are in a place where you're also still like, probably, I think eating outside generally, in fact, I think even if you have the money, I think it's really like, it drains money, it drains resources a lot. There's a lot that one can save if one tries as much as one can to not eat outside like consistently, especially. So that's just basically my own 2 cents on that. It really saves one of a lot, and in fact, sometimes cooking, it has this calming effect that I can give you sometimes, but that's just it on that chart. And another thing is that have someone to help you negotiate. For me, that is my partner, right? I am somebody that doesn't really like know how to negotiate when I go outside to buy stuff in the market, especially like all these roadside people and all of that. But I try as much as I can to get stuff like that when my partner is around, or I try to plead with her to please help me get it, because she understands how to like negotiate. When they say 10,000, she could buy 2,000, she could buy 1,000, she could buy 500, she could buy 150, she could and she's there to like help them drag it and all of that, and I'll just be watching. They will be saying, "Uncle, where's already money? So before we leave the house, we would have agreed on what we want to spend, what we don't want to spend, what we are willing to add, that kind of thing. So when we get to the market or we get to the place we want to buy something, she knows how to play around the budget that we already agreed on, and it's always so fascinating to watch. So please, learn to have somebody that can negotiate for you. It goes a long way, especially in Nigeria. People, yes, even though things are getting expensive, but people are still adding their own prices to it. And also, even in that, though, I think I need to add that understand when to just let people be and just let people go, and just let them go with the price, because they are also trying to make ends meet, and they're trying to feed their family and feed themselves and all of that. So don't overdo it. just sometimes let it flow, especially if you know you have it, right? Sometimes just leave it and just see it as your own way of contributing to their business, right? Especially if you are a business owner, don't price somebody's goods or products or services in a way that you would not like someone to price your own goods, products, and services that way. Try to let there be a balance in that regard, but it helps to have somebody to help you negotiate, really, it helps, or learn to do it yourself. Another one that I try to do is that I make sure that I respectfully talk to people when I get to where I want to buy something. Normally I'm somebody that I try as much as I can to put myself in the shoes of others. I don't like people talking to me anyhow, so I also don't talk to people anyhow when I get outside. I try as much as I can to talk with understanding, with respect. So if somebody's saying that this is the price, I don't just go and just say, because you don't know that there's no money, I beg you, go away. There was this time that I wanted to withdraw, I think 6,000 from somebody at the POS stand, and the guy said I will have to pay 200 naira to withdraw 6,000. And I'm like, please, I beg, bro, let me pay 100 naira. And he said, no, Jojo. And I could understand that it was because he's angry about something else at that time. He was not actually angry at me. He was just angry with something else and all of that. And I have to understand that things are not really easy like that at the moment that we are in the country, So I just pleaded with him, and when he was about to press it, I looked straight into his eyes and I said, bro, please, 5,000, it's 5,000 I want to withdraw before, and now I just really realized that I need 6, please, just make it 100 naira. And he looked at me and just took a deep breath and was like, okay, and he pressed 6-1. That's why I was able to get with, and I have a lot of experiences like that, and that is why I believe that try as much as you can to talk to people with respect. Don't brag about it. Don't make them feel like you are doing them a favor. No. They are somehow, especially if they are providing services and something to you or goods to you, they are actually the one doing you a favor. I think, in my own perspective, I'm not saying you should not go there and not turn yourself to a beggar, right? I'm just saying that try as much as I can to talk to people with respect. I try to do the same too, and it has helped me a whole lot. That, especially when I'm not with my partner that can negotiate, that one is always my run too. I talk to them with respect, with understanding. Some people will still not listen though, but maybe it's because they just don't want to listen. Maybe it's genuinely because they just want to dupe you and all of that. But most times, if you can connect to people on that level of respect and empathy, you would realize that everyone is human, right? And that's something I always realize every time I talk to people with respect. It's always amazing, right? The things that people can do to you or for you when you talk to them with a lot of respect and empathy and understanding also, right? That's just it with that. And I think the final one that I can think of right now that I've been trying to open my mind to is to have a guy everywhere, especially in Nigeria. I know somebody that knows somebody that knows somebody. It's not ideal, right? It's not really the best, but it goes a very long way, man. It goes a very long way. It saves you time, sometimes resources, when you just have somebody that in a place that you can call, that can hold space for you, or talk to someone on your behalf, and that can really just help, right? And I don't really want to dwell too much on that particular one of having somebody, of having a guy, especially because I know that it's not in every cases that it is fair, really. I know that for a fact, but I think it goes a very long way. So those are things that I do, and I encourage you to do the same, to be able to live within your means. And when I'm able to do these things, I'm able to try to stay within my budget. I'm able to do the things that are important to me, but at the same time live with what I have, right? And as time goes on, right, maybe as what I earn or the jobs and everything that I get, as time goes on, it would increase, right? For example, I'm starting to consider maybe subscribing for Spotify, or maybe even trying out Netflix and all of that. I'm not saying I won't involve. I'm not saying that I'm at a place where I am trying to be stingy to myself. No, I like good things. I like good things, But I try as much as I can to do all those things, especially that number one point understanding when I just want to get some things just because of pressure, not because I really need it. And basically that's just it for me. Actually, there's another point that I should have added to the video. Don't be like me, right? I remember this point after I was already done recording, and I know that if I say I should start recording again from scratch, that's like another recipe for procrastination, right? So another point that I'm supposed to add is that try as much as you can to buy things in bulk, right? I can speak from my own experience, right? Especially with what is going on currently in my country, right? If you're a Nigerian and you're watching this, you understand. You get to where you want to buy something, and maybe they said it's 50 naira, then you get there and now they are saying it is 100 naira, right? And then maybe you bought rice 1,100, one Congo, then by the time you go back to buy another Congo, they're saying it's now 1,200. Or maybe you want to buy fish, it used to be 300 or 350 per one, and now they are saying it is 450, 500. Plantain 200 before, now you get there it's now 500, right? Egg, all those things, all those stuffs, right? Anything at all, it can be clothing, it can be furniture, food stuff, just anything. Try as much as you can to get them in bulk, right? I think a huge part of this was like kind of built in me as I was growing up. I think my family believes more in buying things in bulk. At least over time, I've seen how my mom complains when she buys things like one by one. Then when she buys it in bulk, right, she also share experience of how she believes that it is better. So I think that's kind of stayed with me, and that's what I try to always do as much as I can, because I think what a lot of people think about when they think about if I buy it in bulk, most people think about the money that you would have to drop at that time, right? So let's say you are buying in bulk. Maybe if you buy it in bulk, you'll be spending maybe 25,000 or 10,000, right? And you're like, I just need one. I just need small salt now, Jerry. I don't know why I keep using food stuff as example, but I don't know. Let's say you want to buy one Maggi, right? You need Maggi at the moment, and instead of you buying just two, just buy a sachet. Let's say you ran out of toothpaste. Instead of you buying the 70 naira own, it's better to just buy the 250 own, right? Because by doing that, you save yourself the headache of, this thing would soon finish. Then when it is finished, when I want to get another one, the price might have increased, right? So it is better to buy those things in bulk. And I think for me, like I said, I didn't grow up with much, or as it were, but I've seen how that buying things in bulk make you even look rich, right? And even in the places that I've stayed, people that I've stayed with, houses that I've been at, where I can see that even these people have more money or more resources than I do, or something like that. I've noticed one thing that they almost always do is that you see their fridge stock up with stuff, right? You see that they buy stuff in bulk, fuel, they buy it in surplus. Their fridge is filled with the food stuff. When they buy plantain, it's plenty, oil is plenty, they just buy it in bulk. And I believe that the reason for that is to make sure that you are thinking more in the long term. You know that this is something that you cannot do without. So if you buy it in bulk, right, it saves you the headache of having to think about, this thing will soon finish, the price would have increased. It's a huge game changer. When you buy things in bulk, you are so confident, right? You feel like you have money. There are times where I would buy things in bulk, and for a whole 1 week, right, I wouldn't need to buy anything unless if I just want to, just spend on something that I don't really need. Maybe I want to buy something, or I just want to quickly eat outside or something. I can do without buying anything, especially when at my place of work, we are currently working remotely, right? So that's saved me. So I'm not spending money on T-Fare, I'm not spending money on anything, I'm not buying anything. And once I'm not stepping out, I just prefer to be indoors and do my thing. So once I buy the things that I need, right, I just take my eyes off it. I just buy it in bulk. I just take my eyes off it, because when you do it like that, one, you're at peace with the fact that I have more than I need, and I can use as much as I want to, over a longer period of time, right? For example, whenever I run out of gas, right, and I need to fill gas, I hardly just do 1 kg, then just say, let me just do it for the while. I prefer to find the money and fill everything completely, so that I know that I will not be running helter-skelter, running around trying to look for money if the thing finish again, like impromptu, at the time that I don't have money, right? So maybe when you collect your, I don't know, your salary, or maybe somebody send money to you or something just comes in, I would advise you to buy your stuff in bulk, right? Like, it may take more from you at that particular time, but it will save you on the long run. At least that is what I have found, right? And I think that's just it, that's just the point I want to add. Try as much as you can to buy things in bulk. It's a lifesaver, it's a game changer, it's a money saver, it's a peace of mind saver, everything, right? It's just beautiful. And yeah, this is what I'm saying about mine. Please, you see, no furniture, just light rug there. You see, no furniture at all, nothing, right? Nothing. My room. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate you. Please don't forget to share this with somebody if it resonates with you. Let me know what stood out to you in the comment section, and add your own tips in the comment section. What are the things that you do to live within your means? Once again, thanks for watching, and please don't forget to subscribe, and I will see you on the next one. Stay peaceful. Bye.